to Windham Weekly once again every Thursday, 4 to 5, here on WILI 1495.3 FM. Glad to have you with us. Again, this is a live call-in show, 860-456-1400. We have a great guest. My name is Ken Follen. I'm your host, along with my friend Mark Doyle.
I'm also your host.
He may be your host, but please make some calls so we don't have to listen to him mumble all day.
I'm the host with the most, so just call whenever you're ready. It's at 456-1400.
Did you say 456-1400?
I said 456-1400.
All right. So let's get right to it because it's important on this chilly, damp, snowy winter day.
Yet, Ken.
What's that? I'm going to.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
This is why we have to introduce the guest because
it's pacing.
She's going to bring sunshine to your
so.
life. But she really wants to hear from you, and it would be great to get some calls tonight. So our guest today is Angela Smart. Now, Angela has a bunch of honorable titles. She is the president of the Willimantic Rotary Club. She is the vice chair of the Northeast Connecticut Rotary Club. And she's the board president for the Windham Regional United Way. So there's a lot of activity, a lot of volunteerism going on in her life, in addition to, I'm sure, her family and her professional career. So I think as the Windham community once again is lucky that we have people like Angela. I welcome Angela Smart.
One small correction. I'm sorry, Ken. It's the Northeast Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, the Northeast Chamber of Commerce.
Not the Rotary Club. I'm sorry. Yes.
Well, so I'm president for the Willimantic Rotary Club, which is correct. But then I'm also the first vice chair of the Northeast Connecticut Chamber of Commerce.
See, even she stumbled on that one.
It's a lot of words.
I knew what it was.
A lot of words.
Well, I'm glad.
And what was the third one?
And I'm the president of the Windham Region United Way, which we roll up to the Hartford board. So.
I said that correctly.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
You did good.
You did very good, Ken.
I'm not doing too bad. I'm under the weather, so you need to call 456-1400. Hey, listen, so I've got a couple questions right off the bat, and then, Mark can get into some stories with Angela. So it's important, I think, for the community to know what the Rotary Club does in Willimantic. So not only what they do, but you have a mission.
We do.
Every group and organization has a mission statement, and you try to live up to that. So, Mark gets mad if I do 3 questions at once. So I'd like to know, what is the Rotary Club? Mm-hmm. What's their mission? How do you join? And we'll go from there. That's my limit.
3.
Mark already yelled at me.
I got 3.
So if you can go on to that.
No.
And I'll let Mark ask you some questions.
Yeah, so I've been with the Rotary Club since about 2008. I know Mark was there a long time ago. But 2008, I came around from in this area, and we are a group of individuals, business people in the community that kind of get together every week for lunch. We meet right now. We're meeting at Apollo in South Windham, so you can always come out and have lunch with us. We would love that. And then in the summertime, we'll go back to the Windham Golf Course. That's where we eat during that time. We get together, talk about things that are happening in town. We design what our next volunteer work is going to be. So we have things like we donate to the water project in Guatemala because that's our Rotary International piece. So they're very active. Rotary across the nation is very active. So we're just a little piece of that puzzle. But here locally, we have an annual golf tournament that we raise funds for. So we give back for scholarships. We do several scholarships in the spring to graduating seniors, which is on our website. If you ever wanted to go on and look at that, if you're a graduating senior or you have a graduating senior, www.willimanticrotary.com. You can always download that application and mail it in to us because we are accepting applications for scholarships.
You're working that through Dollars with Scholars this year too, aren't you?
We are doing 1 through Dollars with Scholar, and then we're doing 2 as well because we have other schools like E.O. Smith, Coventry, Lebanon. You're all welcome to apply.
Right. We do. I happen to be also one of the original board members of Dollars with Scholars. So I know we're very happy to have you folks with us. We've given out. Well, that's for Dollars with Scholars. We've given out well over $500,000 in scholarships. And
you guys are great.
Always need more, and our scholarships go to graduates of Windham High School and any Windham school student who graduates from any high school. So that could be E.O. Smith or even St. Bernard's or any of those. So
okay,
but go. I'm
that's
sorry.
good to know. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So those are things that I'm glad we can partner with something like that. We give to Wayne. We give to the Soup Kitchen, Holy Family Home and Shelter. So when we have our golf tournament, we raise those funds. All of that money goes back to the community. We don't hold on to anything. We try to give it all back. We do have a grant application that you can actually ask for money. So if you're an organization that wants to get some money that you haven't asked us for in the past, you can always go onto our website as well and download that application. Our mission.
What is the website?
www.willimanticrotary.com.
All spelled out.
All spelled. Yep.
Okay.
Willimanticrotary.com. Pretty easy. And then our mission is service above self. So really, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're service organizations. So we're here to serve the community. So if there's a project going on locally that needs help painting at Holy Family Home and Shelter, call us, let us know. We'll come over, put together a project. We did a community garden. We worked with Grow Windham down at Lauder Park. We helped them a couple of years now. We've done that with them. Just doing service projects, which is fun because it's good
now
to
I'm going to
give
give you a deep test here, Angela.
Mm-hmm.
What are the 4 questions of Rotary?
Oh God, you caught me off guard. We say it every week at our meeting. I know, and yeah.
It's a deep question.
I know.
Is it right?
Is it fair to all concerned? Is it beneficial? Oh goodness, see, I'm bad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I hate to
I'm
lost.
embarrass the guests.
I'm done now. I can't work there anymore. I can't be part of the Rotary anymore. I'm done.
I do want to mention just in memoriam that you have taken over as president with the unfortunate passing of
Anita.
Anita,
Yeah.
who just was also very active in Rotary and in the History Club.
We really, really miss Anita. I had been president for 4 or 5 years prior to Anita, and Anita finally came on and said, I will do it for you. So I didn't have to do it again for a year. So she took it over for a year and then said, all right, I'll do one more year. So she did another year, and then unfortunately she passed into her second year. So rather than let the club fold or, have somebody else come in that's new that didn't know the role, I said I'll step back up and take it on for another year. So we'll
Which
see
is
what
time
happens.
consuming. Now, as I recall, one of the other projects that the Rotary did, because I think Anita was spearheading, was the police dogs in town.
We did. We don't do it as much anymore just because they've got the funding now through other organizations, so it's not really something we have to do. But we were the original funder for the first police canine with Paul Hussey.
Yeah.
He was the first canine handler, so that was really cool to be a part of.
Paul, who just retired as chief, as a matter of fact. He's gone along that well.
Yeah. So that's one of the things we've done, and I mean we do a lot of donations to other organizations. So
Rotary in tradition has always been the business leaders in town, but I know it's not as strict as it used to be. So, if I wanted to be a Rotarian, do I do it through the email? Do I have to have another Rotarian nominate me, or how does that work?
So technically, yes, another Rotarian has to nominate you. We have a process that we do that with. It's not as strict as it used to be, where you don't have to. We used to have it where you could only have one lawyer and one attorney, one lawyer, one attorney, one real estate agent, one banker. Nowadays, because there's so many organizations that are out there, we pretty much, if you come to a meeting, we're going to talk to you, make sure you fit our bill of wanting to give back to the community, and then, you would technically be added to the group.
It's one of those things that I think we're all facing, is that there are not as many volunteers as there used to be, and it's hard for various clubs and groups to maintain and get their volunteers. But not just that. I actually believe, Angela, you're one of the OGs of Main Street. I think, as I look up and down Main Street, you've been with Liberty Bank for a number of years. I think you are one of the original, or one of the last OGs on Main Street.
Yeah, I've been here 18 for this one. I was with another bank on Main Street further up the street, but they've now since closed. They were in the Stop and Shop, so back when People's United was here.
Okay.
And then I came from them, and I came to Liberty 18 years ago.
So have you seen a lot of changes on Main Street, or a lot of changes in the business at Liberty since then?
Yes. There's a lot of changes on Main Street. I think they're getting better for the good, since in the last 5 years, I'd say things are starting to pick up again. COVID obviously had its own stuff that happened. But I think we're seeing more people down here. I think the community itself, everybody is so in tune to what's happening. And our Willimantic Downtown Neighborhood Association, Chris McNaboe, that group, they're great. I mean, everybody comes together. We have meetings once a month, just kind of saying, all right, what's happening in town. Jim Bolano's on the committee, Jordan. I mean, they come and they tell us what's happening, the police chief, fire chief. So I think it's just a great group of people that come together and say, hey, what's happening? What can we do better to make things better here for
I think, Mark and I attended with Roy Dingler, one of the holiday meetings that you had.
Yeah.
It looks like a very strong group. I mean, I couldn't believe there were that many people in business.
Yeah, and they like to have those on Mondays because it's nice because a lot of the businesses here on Main Street are closed.
Yeah,
so
and they're smart. They do it first thing early in the morning, get your coffee and go and get in there, hash it out. Mark, are there planned events coming forward from the Rotary?
So right now, our biggest fundraiser that we do, if anyone remembers old days, we had the old motorcycle raffle, which was something if you knew David Stearns, if you remember Dave Stearns, he was always out there with his Everett Watson. They were all out there with their tickets, and they're like, buy a ticket from me, or not just one Peter Rich. You're not buying one ticket, you're buying a whole book. Yeah, you're spending $100. It's not a $10 ticket.
Come to my place of business every year.
So those were things we used to do. We found that the motorcycle kind of got to the wayside. Not many people wanted to get a motorcycle anymore with insurances and just not being.
I recall Peter Rich was a motorcycle rider.
Oh, he was. Yes, he loved the motorcycle. Yeah. So we then changed that to a cash prize.
Rolls Royce.
Oh, we loved his Rolls Royce. But he went and did. So then we changed it to a cash prize instead, and we still didn't find it was becoming as popular as the motorcycle. So now we're doing a golf tournament at the Windham Golf Course. Tim DeVivo is the vice president of the Windham Willimantic Rotary. So with Tim being a Rotarian as well, we decided that let's try something different. Went with the golf tournament, and the last 2 years we've raised over $20,000 each year to give back. So
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, so it's really nice. We've had a full tournament both years. Our next one is August 8th, so that'll be the next one. So if you want to golf, let us know. August 8th, reach out to us. But we're at Apollo every Tuesday at noon. So if somebody wants to stop in,
Chris's place at Apollo.
Chris at Apollo. Yep, Chris and Mariana.
That which is also interesting. You mentioned that I was a Rotarian way back when. When I first came to town, which is a long time ago, the Rotary met at the country club, and then then eventually we migrated to Clark's. So it's interesting to hear that you guys are also now, at least during the summer, migrating back to the Willimantic Country Club.
Yeah, once they have the simulators in right now, so it's a little tough to have the lunches there. So and they're only open Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday. So it was silly to have us come in for Tuesdays just to have lunch. So we just said we'll be fine. We'll go to Apollo, which we love going to Apollo too. So it works out.
I'm sorry. Did I miss how many members you have actually? That are active.
Yeah. So we have we're a small club, so we're down to about 16 members. Yeah. Active every week. There's probably 8 of us that come every week to lunch. So it's a small niche, but everybody's in tune with what we're doing, and we're a small club, but we're mighty. We get things done. So
sometimes that's. Unfortunately, it's the best way because you like to involve as many as you can. Every organization, Mark, and I've ever been involved in, you can have 50 on the roster, and if you get 10 solid people, you're a happy camper.
Yeah,
that's just the way it is because it's there's a lot of work behind any successful group, and if you get that core group that really care, believe in the mission, and want to help whatever organization or whatever community, that's what it takes. I mean. And it's like that, I don't get to the politics of it, but the local political groups, they're having problems. All 3, 4 of them are just trying to find people who are younger and have some time, different ideas to come forward just to volunteer to do that, because there's a commitment there. With the holiday lights on Main, I'm the youngest guy. I'm not young anymore. And we're trying to get... I thought we had a couple young guys that would help, and then they faded away. So
it is something we all talk about. Like at times during our monthly meeting or weekly meetings, we'll have a discussion about who do we look out to for that younger group. Yeah. And it's tough because businesses nowadays don't afford a full hour lunch for your employees to go to lunch. So luckily I'm in that position where I can step away for an hour and go, where there are a lot of companies that don't have that ability. So
I think this is an opening for you, Matt. You could step in. You could become a Rotarian. You could.
Yeah. That'll be
You've
great.
got some
Come
time.
see us.
You got some time, right?
Apollo at noon.
Matt is our executive, or not executive producer. He's one of the producers, but he works the boards for us. He keeps us on the air. Angela, we haven't talked too much about the local United Way. I know that also went through a change because that used to be very local, and now it's coming out of Hartford.
So it's part of the United Way of Central and Northeast Connecticut, which is in Hartford. So the president of the board would then go and sit on the board up there. So we have a board of about 10 people in the Windham region. So we meet once a quarter and kind of go over what are some of the things that are happening out here. When you give money to your annual campaigns, because there are United Way campaigns that happen in a lot of organizations and businesses. And when you give that money, it goes into a pool of money that can be used in certain areas. So you can either choose the organization, or you can say, I want it to go to my Windham Region United Way. And then our group of people would then turn around and say, okay, what do we have the money for? Who can we give it to? And then we interview those organizations. We make sure that they're doing all the things that they're supposed to do, and then we donate or fundraise to give or grant. I'm sorry, not fundraise. We grant those people money from what you've given to that pool of money. So it is a lot of time and fun, but it's for a really good cause. So.
Yeah. And that goes primarily to local nonprofit groups, I'm assuming.
Yes, yeah, very. And there's certain things that we look to do. So education is a big thing. Not as much human services as we used to do, but that's still obviously something we want to look at as human services. Are the soup kitchens, doing okay? If not, do we need to give there? The sexual assault center, are they getting any funding? Have they applied? So like those things like that.
Yeah.
We just want to make sure that we're taking care of their.
So the monies that you have to distribute, is that raised locally or is it statewide?
It can be anywhere. So anyone any of the state of Connecticut. So if you're a state of Connecticut employee, when they do the United Way campaign.
No. Yeah. I understand about contributing.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at, your pool of money that your Windham
Yes.
group has, is that tied up in Hartford, or is it controlled in Hartford, or is it?
It is controlled in Hartford because that's where our main accounts are.
Gotcha.
But then what happens is we know how much we have to spend because of what's been contributed. So if you're a state employee and you say, I want it to go to Wyndham, we know it's in that Wyndham account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we know at the beginning of the year how much we have.
Okay, so you can designate what community.
Correct.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you can but you as an employee can say, I want it to go to WAME directly. We don't see that.
Gotcha.
If you say, I want it to go to Windham United Way, then we see it and we have to decide where it has to be given.
So that allows a lot of the commuters who would work in Hartford or
Correct.
Middletown to still be able to give their dollars locally.
Correct.
Yeah, that's
To
a
their
pretty
business.
nice setup to do it that way.
Yep. So a lot of companies still use the United Way, which is good because it's something we do. We also do the VITA tax program. So I don't know if you've ever heard of VITA. It's the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program.
Oh yeah.
So that's through we do it. It's at Windham Heights this year and at Putnam Public Library. So those two places are where we're actually having you come. You're eligible to file taxes for free. So families who earn up to $68,000 annually are eligible to file their taxes through VITA. So they just call 211, and 211 will set them up with an appointment at one of those locations. So it is a free service, and if you make less than $68,000 a year, get it done for free, and you don't have to worry
for
about
a lot
it.
of seniors, that's got to be a great help, a real
Yes.
great help.
Yep. I think AARP right now goes into the senior center. They
right
go
here
in,
in Windsor.
they do them here. So they do work with the senior center. AARP does, but the VITA program's primarily for like Windham Heights,
Gotcha.
people in town that have lower incomes.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have to pay.
That's a great resource.
So let's talk a little bit about the Northeast Chamber, because that's an interesting group that is not necessarily headquartered here, but takes care of some of the Willimantic businesses.
Yeah, so they're headquartered out of Danielson. We serve 27 towns in the region, so like Coventry, Lebanon, Hampton, Chaplin, Scotland, they're all part of it. Windham, obviously. So a few years ago, we started moving the chamber started moving this way. We call ourselves the Western Region, and started creating a bunch of Windham residents Windham businesses that said, hey, let's find somewhere where we can go and network with people, where we would get a bigger attendance. So we decided to join with the Northeast Connecticut Chamber, and we are just thriving. I mean, they have every business after hours they have. You're looking at 150 people. There's so many networks that you can make out there. It's great. It's not very expensive. I mean, you're looking at, $150 for a year, depending on how many employees you have, because it goes by employees.
Right.
So if you're a small business, it's very affordable for a year. We have a lot of events throughout the year, so.
And that's primarily a business-to-business event. That's not necessarily
Correct.
raising funds for nonprofits
Nope.
as you do with United
Correct.
Way or Rotary. That's
Yep.
an organization that benefits businesses. They can talk to each other. They get ideas. They can support each other.
We do, and we do things throughout the year for events like coffee with coffee chats like that, where we'll have different events where we're doing a coffee with Rachel. I'm sorry, I'm going to look at my notes.
Look at your
'cause I
notes,
have
that's fine.
It's coffee with Rachel, and it's the next one is February 18th, and so that's at the Gwyn Carrig Inn in Pomfret, and that's something where you can go there. They're going to talk about marketing 101. So if you have a business and you need some information and key tips on marketing, they're great. It's a great thing to come to. So you can go to the nectchamber.com and get more information on that.
Excellent. And I know that there used to, I have been involved in the past. There was a group of business people that met weekly to exchange leads and
is that BNI? I think that's BNI.
Okay.
Yeah, so BNI still actually exists. They meet at like 7 in the morning, so that's not my cup of tea.
That's not mine either. No.
But there are some great people in the Windham BNI as well, and I think Sue Esposito is part of that.
Yep.
So there's a bunch of people in that Dan McClintock. So there's a bunch of, and they're very you can have one bank, one realtor, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's
so
pretty much a different group.
Yeah,
I'm
they're a good
sorry.
group, though.
Yep.
Yeah. So we all kind of work I think we all know each other, so it makes it easy to kind of, if you need something, you can kind of reach out to somebody.
So, as I say, we talked about you being on Main Street for a while. What are some of the services, I guess, that Liberty's putting local? I know Liberty has a foundation that's also been very active in supporting local events, local organizations. I know another group that I'm involved with is the Before and After School program at the schools. And matter of fact, the woman who worked in the Liberty Trust Foundation put together a package of the 3 or 4 banks at the time that were in the area and put together one larger grant from all 4 of them. I don't think that group still exists. I know that Liberty does.
Yeah, Sue Murphy, actually. That was Sue Murphy.
Yeah,
so Sue Murphy was our foundation president, our director president, for several years, and she just retired a few years ago. So now we have Toral Mayer, who is our foundation director. And so if you ever have questions if you think you might have something where you want to apply for a grant from the Liberty Foundation, you just reach out to Toral. You go right on our website, look for Toral's, the foundation's page, and you can reach out to Toral, and she'll let you know, does it fit in the guidelines, does it not? We do give a lot of money from our foundation. The bank is very, very in tune with that, and they want to make sure, our logo is Be Community Kind. That's where we stand behind. We encourage our volunteerism at the bank. We're celebrating our 200th year this year. We've been around since 1825 as a mutual savings bank, so we're still a mutual savings bank. We have no intent of changing that, so that's a good thing.
So what does that mean to the average person on the street?
So Mutual Savings Bank is we're owned by our depositors, and we're here to serve the community. So that's
so
in
I
a
own
nutshell, that's
part
what
of
a
the bank,
mutual
and I didn't know
it's
it.
exactly what you do.
I didn't know I owned part of that
without
bank.
having stocks and stuff like that. So we're not traded. We're not any of that stuff. So being a mutual savings, we are one of the largest mutual savings bank in the country. So it is a good thing to be. And know that our president, Dave Glidden, who's been with us I think he's here 6 years now, he has no intent of changing hands. He wants to stay a mutual savings bank. So, and our board is on top of that as well. And they assure us every quarterly meeting, because it does get asked.
So again, what are some of the local activities? Are you doing a lot of real estate mortgages, or?
We do a lot of mortgages. Peter Gansey is our local mortgage representative. He works out of our Mansfield office up in Stores. So you can go into any branch and get information, but Peter is your person. That's his specialty. We work with Raymond James, who's one of our financial advisors. So Raymond James is our partner that we use for investments. We have local advisors in each of our branches that you can set up appointments with if you ever had a question. But it's nice to have that partnership. So if you bank with Liberty and you invest with Raymond James, you have that that connection. So you don't have somebody on a 1-800 number. You can come right into the branch and actually meet with somebody face to face.
So a young guy like Ken who wants to plan for his retirement can come in there and
You sure
put together a
can.
retirement plan?
Or you can just call me and I'll get you all set up.
I think I will, Angela, because I might retire from everything soon. So let me ask you,
Yeah.
so does Liberty Bank, are you strictly a local Connecticut bank or are you regional?
So we are a Connecticut bank. We just opened our first location in Longmeadow, Massachusetts. So we had gone out 2 years ago and actually opened up a commercial loan office in Longmeadow. Customers said, hey, we're glad we have our loans here, but we don't have a bank to actually come and make deposits. So the bank went out and did some, fun stuff that they have to do regulatory, and they were able to open a branch in Longmeadow. So I know that
So
the thought is
doors open to go to different states.
correct. So just right now we're in Massachusetts. We do home equity loans and mortgages in Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. Those are the
You
three
can do
states.
Rhode Island mortgages, but you don't have no physical
We do
banks.
not have a local. Yeah, so our closest one would be
Interesting.
Mystic down
yeah.
that area. But yeah,
Yeah.
so
Interesting.
but we can lend to those 3 states. That's it right now.
Well, there's probably only 4 or 5 people in Rhode Island that need a mortgage, right, Ken?
In the neighborhood of Quahog, yeah.
Well, we do have a lot of customers. They work at the casinos.
Yes,
They come
yeah.
over. So those people we want to be able to serve. If you're coming to Connecticut to work, we want to be able to help you.
It's amazing to me how many companies, whether it's insurance, banks, or what have you, you do all your business here, and then you're looking for, well, can you help me over there? No,
Yeah.
no. And
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
true.
holy smoke.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I guess, like you said, regulatory and whatnot. Like even Sean. I mean, Sean can do mortgages in plenty of places. He can do it in Rhode Island, and this way couldn't do it in New Hampshire, but he can do it in Florida. I didn't.
It's where they put their license
It's
in.
where they put their
Yeah.
license in. Yeah. So.
Yeah, makes sense.
But it's good. I'll tell you what, my life experience, and being a young man that I am, has always been: if you bank local, you're better served.
Yes.
I used to
Yeah.
love the insurance company here on Main Street. I used to be able to go in and once, twice a year and try to figure out what the heck,
Yeah.
where am I? They'd always notify me, hey, by the way, we're gonna,
Yeah.
scour the prices again for you and see what we can do. And I knew the guy there for like forever, and then I was like, boom, boom. You talk
And-
about missing.
And it is easy to just get on the computer and do all that, but the
but you don't
face to
get to
face
know
is
anybody
the
that
face
way.
to face is so much.
I miss the
nicer.
days when they used to come around every Christmas with their new calendars.
Oh, the calendar.
They used to walk up and down Main Street and give the
I
calendars
know.
from the insurance.
That's what Mark stuffs his mattress with, old bank calendars.
That's right.
Well, now we don't get them at all. We ask every year. Can we get more
My
calendars?
company has cut down so much on calendars, it's not even
I
funny.
know. Well, people ask too.
Though I did want to ask because I know Ken's still involved with the dime saving books. Do you still pass those out to the?
We don't.
The dime savings
I
and the
wish
quarter
we did.
savings
I
books?
remember all that stuff. We don't. Yeah, no, we don't have that.
Ken's got a stash of them at his house if you need any
I got
extra.
S&H green stamps in my house, and my mother.
I missed those dime saving books when I was growing up. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have. We still have pass books.
Do you still have Christmas Club and all
We
that
do have Christmas clubs. We have Christmas clubs and we have pass books still.
I used to go to a little bank in Pawtucket, and
The Christmas
every week
club.
I'd put my $2 in. I thought I'd get more when I got it all out, but I just got the same amount of money. This is kind of a place as
Yeah,
this.
not a lot of interest on those, but
Yeah.
it's good for somebody who doesn't know how to save real well. It's
they
good
just wanted to train
keep
you
it
young
there.
to go to their bank. So,
Yeah, that
of
works
course,
too.
when I was 18 and in college, I went to that bank.
Yep.
That's the way of the world. They brainwash you. That's how I met Mark close to 40 years ago, and
Right.
he says, "Oh, you should get involved in politics." And I said, "Oh."
And
And then what happened? I became a local celebrity.
right, competing for attention.
Attention, Mark, please. There's no competition here. I am the talent. Remember, you're the executive producer.
That's true.
Who's been very distracted, and I apologize up
That's
front. It's
okay.
been a brutal work day, and it hasn't ended for some reason. And but these are all good things. These 3 groups that you represent, never mind, your professional career, are just amazing partners to our town, and they're just another piece of the puzzle that we're hoping to showcase. And again, if you want to talk to Angela while she's here, Angela Smart, maybe you want to talk some banking with her. 456-1400. What do you got, Doyle?
I was going to wonder if I can bring my pennies down to the bank so they can roll them for me.
So, no. But you can go to our Colchester or Norwich branch, and they have the coin machines.
Oh, the coin.
We don't have one here in Willimantic, but we do have them in Norwich and Colchester.
Yeah, they really
and you
work.
can bring your buckets in, and you do it yourself. You just put them in the machine, and it is free. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, but why did all these banks get rid of that? The coin machine.
They're expensive to fix. So once they break, forget it. So, and they're heavy. The coin is very heavy.
Right.
And we're not so young anymore. So trying to get on the floor and lift those things, it's not fun.
Well, don't forget, if you need pennies, I understand Ken
You
has
have
several.
some?
No, Ken has several
you have
bottles
several?
of pennies in his house.
Well, we have several people that
I get
look
a
for
kick
them
out of-
every week.
I do it quarterly with all kinds of coins, and I do it to get a kick out of it to see how much I can actually.
Yeah.
I break dollars just to get the 99 cents back, you know.
Well,
My wife goes, she always has a little stash in her
Yeah.
car, and I don't get into her car too often. It's smaller than mine. And I go in, I just steal everything that's in her thing. I figure, hey, you know.
We do have a lot of coin that comes. If you roll the coin, we will
I-
take it. That we will do. And we have the rollers at the branch, so you don't have to go to Walmart or anywhere to pick them up. You can come in and ask for some rolls. We will give them to you because we don't have the coin counter. So you can come in and
Maybe
actually
I'll bring
get
them to
some.
Mark's house. He's got nothing else to
There
do.
you
He's
go.
retired.
I
Yeah.
still have the paper rollers where you had to form in a little
yeah.
paper
Yeah,
and
that's what we-
roll them up.
Yep.
Not the tubes.
Not the tubes
That
anymore.
was too easy. Tubes were too easy.
Oh, they are easy. We do like them. But they have a lot of people have the coin machines where they just drop in and they bring them in. They're not always right, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll take them.
Mark will he tries to steal my coin at
So-
the Dunkin' Donuts. I just don't
Well, that's
let
why I can't sit in your car anymore, Ken.
You can't sit in my
So-
car because you couldn't fit in my car.
So-
You mushroom.
So Liberty's a full service bank, I guess, from
We are a
coins to
full service
dollars.
bank. Yes, we are definitely a full service. I have 2 staff members here on Main Street. So we have 3 branches locally. So I have my branch that I work out of is right here on Main Street, right across the street actually, diagonally here. And then we have one over by Ocean State Job Lot, which has a drive-through. So that's our Gateway Plaza. And then we have one up in Stores right before you get to Yukon campus, right in Mansfield.
With the
195.
bicycle store, with the bicycle shop.
Yep, the
Yep,
bike shop's
yep,
right there.
yep.
So we have those 3 local branches, and there's Mary Ann Gorgon. She's the manager at this one here on Gateway, and she's been in town for years. Her husband Keith Rice, he's right here on the
Who's
radio
that?
all the time. So her husband, he's
That's
everyone
the Royal,
knows him.
The Royal Riceman, yeah.
But Mary Ann's been in town. She's done a lot with Sir Optimus and quite a few other organizations, been on the EDC, so she's very active as well. And then Patrick Sullivan is the manager of our Mansfield branch, and he's kind of new to the bank, but he's getting his feet wet. So
Yeah. So you got long-term employees that are there.
we do. I
Yeah.
have 2. One of my employees, Blanca, she's been here 22 years,
Wow.
and Shayla is 21.
That's good.
Yeah,
There's
we like
nothing
being
institutional
together.
knowledge when you
It is.
and if they can survive the technical changes,
Yes,
which I'm
yes.
starting to get a little rusty at. They come faster. You're faster than Trump right now with all his orders.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
But it's good that shows good management skill.
Yeah,
to
we-
keep people happy.
We like to be together too. It's fun. If you can't come to work and not have fun, it's not worth it. So
That's what I say at the coffee shop. If I can't go with the guys at 11:30 on Friday, have coffee and donuts and not leave laughing, because normally sometimes someone's got a bloody nose and a black eye with a group that I hang out with. Doyle.
Then, of course, those.
do you get invited to those?
I'm invited.
Oh,
of
okay.
Oh
course.
yeah, he's part of the coffee group.
But then, of course, there's those people that walk out of there with cream still around their face from the donuts. But
That's the best experience.
That means you had a really good day.
that's right.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, speaking of Liberty, one of the other things, again, I've been involved with Liberty personally, but also a number of groups and clubs and whatnot. I have treasury. I think I've got my name on a half a dozen different accounts over there. But you also support a lot of local groups with business bank accounts, or make
We
it easy?
do. Yep, we do. We have a lot of business customers that work with us. We do small business loans, that kind of stuff. So we're here to be a full service bank, like we talked about before. So if you just want a business account, then we can help you with just having that. If you need merchant services or online banking services, credit card processing, like we do all of that in house with another of the vendor that we use. But business loans, like we can do a $200,000 or $50,000 line of credit, or you can do a $3 million line of credit. So we can service everybody. So
You also work with, I guess, like clubs. Like I know,
oh yeah, definitely Lions Club. we, we
Dollars
work
and
with all
Scholars.
these
We have
guys. Yep.
we have our account there. I don't know about the football groups or
The Windham Youth Football Group.
They
Yeah,
do-
we just helped them out with a grant for their uniforms and stuff this year. We were part of that as well.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, we like to give those
off
out.
here if you'd like.
Yeah.
Holiday Lights on Main Street.
Oh, you like on Maine?
So call Toril. She'll help you. That's someone that you
What's
want
her
to.
name?
Toril Mayer. She's our grant person. But
got
that's
that,
someone we
Toril?
want to.
Yep.
That is someone you definitely want to reach out to
Yeah.
next year.
I mean,
We're looking for some more new inflatables.
No, we're never going to get inflatables again after that.
I know that was tough.
That was my
was a
idea,
rough-
and
It was unfortunately
It was a great idea.
It was unfortunate.
It was
a
rough.
victim of
Yeah, it was just
a victim
rough.
of vandalism
It's
and wind.
unfortunate.
But it was an eye catcher. People love that Santa
They
Claus.
did. It was quite the
you know,
talk
I'm
on
not gonna-
Willimantic today,
it
so
was-
you can't pass that.
Yeah. It was emotionally, I was drained. Let me tell you.
I'm sure.
Every other day we were there fixing it. But anyway, we're looking to. That was a big space, and
Yeah.
we made that space for something big. So we're looking to pick up a couple larger things to put there in that space, and then in that back section, we'd like to. It's almost park-like back there.
Yeah.
And we had, we had the Grinch there, and then we decided to light up the back fencing there, and then Ernie at the museum.
Yeah.
He created his own little walkway in the back, and I just think if people took the time to go to the back, walk to the front, and then see that.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have something like that.
Yeah.
And Ernie, talk about Ernie's a Rotarian as well. He's been with us for years too.
Ernie
does a lot in town.
Ernie is an unbelievable man.
Yeah, does a lot
proud
in
to
town.
call him a friend, and his volunteerism is just something to look up to. The hours he gives to our community, and I'm sure he does to others in different organizations,
Yep.
but to our town,
Yeah.
he's an icon in my book. He really
and they
is.
need to bring back Santa at the mall. No Santa at the
happened to
mall
Santa?
this year. I don't know. No Santa at the mall this year.
Ernie was telling me that he didn't think he was going to be able to do it again this year
Yeah,
because
so it's so sad.
I think because the mall went through change of ownership.
the change of ownership. So hopefully next year, if you're listening for the mall, you need to have Santa back at the mall.
Well, maybe Matt's got a shirt there. Could it's more of a Grinch shirt. I'm sorry, man. Hang in there, Ken. Hang in there.
Trying to. So yeah, I didn't know Ernie wasn't at the mall this year. I thought they had that
they
going.
had with the change of ownership, they
Yeah.
were trying to
Ownership.
figure how things were going to work.
They're going to have to develop that
Yeah.
into something of a whole different destination for different things, and some of them have gone the medical route,
Yeah,
and some of them have gone into almost an assisted living route. I've seen that. I don't know how much longer the retail is going to hang in there with some of the big ones that are teetering corporately.
yeah. It was nice when they
sad.
brought in like the Old Navy and the
Oh, yeah.
the Michaels and stuff. So it's like hopefully they
Yeah.
can keep those guys around.
So tell us a little more about the Northeast Chamber because I think that's
Yep.
another new. I think I don't know how
Out
long you've been
this
around,
way.
but I'm thinking
Yeah.
new organization to Windham.
So the Northeast Connecticut Chamber, I got involved maybe 4 years ago now, so it's something new for us too. But they're really pushing to come out here. Betty Kuzai was the old executive director. She'd been there for 45 years, just retired 2 years ago. And L. Jordan Goslin now is L. Sherman. I'm sorry, she just got married and had a baby. Thank you. Sorry, L. But L. Sherman is our executive director now. She's young, upcoming. She's wonderful. She's so outgoing. Used to work for QVCC. So now I think she's just kind of taking on a whole new level because the whole into the new age. I mean, having electronic stuff, being digital, that kind of stuff, social media wise, she can really pull that stuff off where before we didn't have that option. So I think just helping us move in that direction. Her connections with QVCC, Eastern, the other tourism boards that she's working with, it's just helping to build a better collaboration between everybody.
So with their connection with QVCC and Eastern, are they doing more educational?
Educational.
Again, I go back
yep,
to my
educational.
old days when I was at the Y. We had a Wise Men's Club, and we hooked up with Eastern, and they were able to provide us different classes that would help business
Yeah,
people.
so not really. So we do something EastCon over in Hampton.
Right.
So they're kind of like our middle of the road kind of thing for both regions, for the Eastern and Western region. So I think what we do is we do a lot of things there. So if we have an educational series on something, we'll go to EastCon and have something at that location. But they will host them here. But this being that they're kind of small, so it's a little different. But QVCC, well, now they're not QVCC anymore, are they? They're Connecticut State Community College. I should correct that. Connecticut State Community College, Quinnebog Valley campus, in Willimantic. And then there's the Danielson campus as well. So I think they all kind of go in hand with each other.
These don't have to be huge businesses. This
No.
can be a local plumber.
Yeah, you can be.
You can be a corporate person.
Yeah, you could be the Rotary. We're a part of it. So the Rotary is a chamber member. So they help to promote our business. So if we have something going on, like the golf tournament, they'll send it out to their members and say, hey, here's a golf tournament. Are you interested in helping out or joining and playing? They'll send that out. If someone's having an event at their location, they'll go there to that location, or they'll send out the information for that event. We do ribbon cuttings. Ribbon cuttings are huge. We just had one on Wednesday at All Sleep in South Wyndham. So we
50
came
years.
down 50
I saw
years.
that
They
picture.
celebrated, yeah. So Mark Gadarowski, passed the torch to Josh, and now Josh is celebrating 50 years since they started. And what a great business they are. They've been there
How long
forever.
has Josh owned it now?
4 years? 5 years?
Oh, it's got to be
I think
longer
it's longer than that.
Longer
It's
than
definitely
that?
longer than that. I
Okay.
bought a lot of stuff for him.
He had the delivery part first, and then he took the rest of it over. It's probably 8 years
Yeah,
now.
sounds right to me.
I want to say 8
Okay.
or 9 years that he's been doing
Customer
it now.
service beyond belief.
Awesome, he's
for
great.
a young gentleman like
Yep,
that.
yep,
I must have
Josh
just been
knows.
sleeping on some of that stuff.
Yeah, Josh is
Oh my
great.
God.
So if
So,
if you're looking for a chair, couch, a mattress,
Yeah, I
go
bought
see Josh.
mattresses.
Yep.
We had the one. Wait, I mean, it wasn't a water. It was a waterbed,
Waterbed.
but it was the channels. So it wasn't the one that would quake and wake.
Yeah.
It had the various channels in there. We used that for a number of years until we switched. But yeah, so I've purchased quite a few from there.
Yeah, we had Tom DeVivo talked about how him and his brother both had waterbeds from years ago,
Okay.
and at the All Sleep ribbon cutting, it was fun. So it was
Right.
good to see, and a couple other people were saying how they bought their couches and their chairs there, and they don't go anywhere else, which is nice.
Excellent. So what else do you have for me, Angela?
Oh boy.
Any other events coming up for the either the chamber or the Rotary?
So we have a business after hours next week in Danielson. If you've ever been to Chubby Dog, it's right above them. It's called Dunn Marketing. That's at 140 Main Street in Danielson from 5 to 7 on the 13th. They're going to you come there, you have some networking. If you want to check us out, you can always let us know. Check us out.
You're talking about checking out the
chamber. Yep. So if
Okay,
you want to check out the chamber and see what we're all about, you can come to one of our events. We don't charge to come check it out. There is a fee if you're not a member if you come to an event. So you just want to give us a call, register, or just give us a call. You can always call me at the bank, ask me what were you just talking about on the radio,
Right.
and I can go over it with you. That's something going on. The United Way, we've got the VITA programs in full swing for taxes. So that's kind of
the
what we're
taxes,
doing
yeah,
now.
'cause
Yeah, the
ta-
tax for
I'm
211
sure that's
is
already
your
started,
friend.
right?
Yeah, so call 211 if you want to set up an appointment to come in and
And that's primarily
have your
for
taxes done.
seniors and low income, you said.
Yeah, anyone who makes more than $68,000 a year. Less than $68,000.
Less than
a year.
$68,000 a year. That
Yep.
would be me, Ken.
Yes, anyone less than $68,000,
Oh,
you
for
can
the
get your
taxes?
taxes done
Yes.
for free. Yeah, VITA. Yep.
I mean,
211.
I may not need your help this year, Ken. I may go to VITA.
And
I
211
like
is
to
for
scam you on your taxes.
211 is for a lot of other things too. So you can, if you ever have an issue or you have problems or something's going on, obviously 211, you can call them.
Now, what
their
about
hotline.
what about the good old days here in Willimantic? I mean, and they're going on now. The Chocolate Fest, the
Yeah,
Trick or
Chocolate
Treat
Fest
on
is
Main
this
Street.
Saturday.
How does Liberty work into that?
So we're on Main Street, so we kind of get grouped in there anyway, just because we're here. We don't really participate too well with the Chocolate Festival. We'll decorate, but as far as the chocolate and stuff, we're only open till noon, and the fest kind of goes all day. So we don't really do too much with it. We will have chocolate treats if
Oh,
you
good.
want
I
to
was
come
gonna
in.
worry
So if I
about
walk into Liberty Bank,
You will have
on
treats
that
until
Saturday.
noon, which is this Saturday.
This Saturday.
So 2
Saturday,
days. Yeah, 2 days is the
I
Chocolate
can
Festival.
waltze in.
You'll get a
even,
brownie.
Go in there
You-
and
I'm
just
just
stop
gonna
up
say
as
it
much
might be just
chocolates
be a
as-
brownie.
Yeah,
A brownie,
Brownie
wow.
works. Brownie works.
They're
Like,
not
they stay fresh
not
in the
made.
Ziploc.
Those are homemade brownies?
They're not homemade brownies.
They're not made in the staff
So,
kitchen or
no,
anything?
They're not made in any kind of kitchen, so you're
Oh.
good. It's made by my friend Little Debbie.
Oh, Little Debbie, yes.
Little Debbie.
She's my friend when it comes to baking.
Related to the Endemans, I think, isn't she?
She could be.
That's
And,
good. That's a great day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you get involved with the third Thursdays and the
Third Thursday again because
Halloween?
we're on Main Street. It's we're here. In the past we've given out candy. We usually donate to the Halloween to let them buy the candy
Right.
and do what they need to do because it's easier if they can buy it wholesale, so it makes it a little better. As far as Third Thursday, we love Third Thursday. I hope they keep continuing. I know it's a lot of work for a lot of people. We're not really involved, but it's something we love to see.
So I know I've been to many Thursdays. Do you put a table out for that, or?
We have here and there.
Right.
Not usually.
Yeah, I found over the years that if you put the table out with the information on it, the best thing to do is to walk away from the table.
Yeah.
Because no one will come near the table as long as they see you standing there.
Yeah.
They're worried.
They do.
They're
They
worried
walk
you're
away.
going to
What are you
attack
trying to sell me?
Right.
We don't want anything.
Right.
So yeah,
So
it's just we just kind of figured it's
step
better.
back a few feet and let them
we
take
go
the brochures.
and we go out and we hang out on the street and talk to people out
Yep.
there. You know, the
Yep.
beer garden's always a fun place to be. Watch the different bands. So it's
Especially
it's
since
fun.
the beer garden is a former bank that you ran into the ground.
No.
Wow.
I know. Well,
was
just
nice.
kill me.
Yeah, she comes out here, tells you she's got 10 different titles. She works a full-time job, has a family, has other
I'm
responsibilities.
just finding out there's
She does more than you do in a half hour. All day long you do nothing.
I'm really pointing out there was 2 other banks on Main Street. Liberty's here and they're gone. So there must be a connection between Liberty's providing the service.
Yeah, they are no longer here. I mean, they have.
You can't save everything, Angela.
No, can't.
Yes.
I've learned that.
I mean, we've been here a long time, so just come see us.
You can't save them all, Hasselhoff, as they say in the business.
It's still a mutual savings, so we're not going anywhere.
Always stop in here at Main Street at Liberty Bank, see Angela Smart, say hello. Take a minute to thank her for all her volunteerism. It goes a long way. There's appreciation she can share with Rotary, Chamber, United Way. That's just an amazing full plate. You should see the plates that Doyle eats.
Right.
But I don't want to compare with that. No. But it's important that
I'm going to bring my resume next week.
Now that you know her,
you can see.
Give her, if you don't know Angela now, or if you do, you need to know about all the volunteering she does, stop in and thank her. Because this, again, part of the community, part of the reason why we're here, promoting that, and all that these groups represent. And and Mark and I both understand the dedication it takes to run groups and to be, make a difference.
Now I know just one last shout out for the Liberty. I know in the past, Debbie Martell, who was one of your senior staff members there.
Yeah.
It's not just you involved with the community. Several of your members, several of your employees are also.
Yeah, we encourage us. So Liberty Bank actually gives 4 full PTO or personal time off days to go and volunteer in the community. Every employee in the bank has 4 full days of volunteer time. So they are told as part of our culture and our mission, we want you to be out there, again, be community kind. We want you to be involved in different things. So, I can't do what I do without my staff. So they're great employees. So yeah, but they all do it. They all go out. They all volunteer.
Yeah, I worked with Debbie for many years on the Dogs for Scholars. She was an excellent volunteer for us.
Yeah, she just retired after 30 years, so we miss Debbie.
Another long-term employee.
30 years, she just retired.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's it. So, it speaks volumes for your bank, for your company.
We do. Our culture, we're all about our employees and our customers, obviously, but our employees, we really look to make them happy, and if we're happy, you guys are going to be happy. So
see, Mark, maybe you can get a job. Just open the door over there.
So all we have left to do, you can just give us our savings bonds, and we can be on our way.
Oh, those savings bonds.
You must have savings bonds.
Yeah, we don't do them anymore.
No anymore?
No, the Treasury handles it all. We'll cash them in for you, but we don't sell them anymore.
Well, maybe the Treasury handles it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I would like to thank Angela.
Thank you
Smart
for
being
having me.
here. With all the organizations she represents, plus her bank. Wonderful person. I'm glad Mark brought her in today. Next Wednesday, and I say it Wednesday every time I'm here.
It's Thursday.
And next Thursday
at 4.
Save your questions, 456-1400. Berta Hernandez will be here. She is the 2024 Cupid. And you're going to hear some fascinating stories about Berta, how I enjoy her rice and beans that she makes for me. She works at the high school, and my wife is a good friend of hers, and every now and then I'll say, I'm starving, and she goes, well, Berta made you some rice. And I says, good, because my wife can't cook. But the reality is she's a wonderful person.
Kelly.
She's been Cupid, and we welcome you. We're glad you listened in, and next week should be just as fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.